Hello, I'm FGX Toycat and welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is a weekly series where usually I show you seeds for Minecraft that are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way, but I also try and find not just good seeds, but some of the best seeds that Minecraft has. So many seed videos just focus on a kind of good seed, but I usually try and focus on these seeds which are particularly rare or particularly interesting or have so much of a structure that it is genuinely useful and crazy, such as Blacksmiths, for example. Blacksmith chests are one of the most famous structures in Minecraft because they give you free loot and they're contained within villages. As of the village and pillage update, we went from having one blacksmith per village to having sometimes two and sometimes even three. We even found a seed with 4 blacksmiths on it, which is why it's so exciting that when we found 5 blacksmiths, I put out the challenge, hey, if you can find 7, I will give you, I literally put out a cash incentive prize, and I've had a lot of emails from people who have found a lot of blacksmiths in one village. I loaded one of them up that had 5 blacksmiths, and something about this seed containing a tiger village and having all 5 of the blacksmiths in this one tiger village made me realize that there clearly is a trend here amongst these seeds with a lot of blacksmiths. I realized there is something going on here, and it's something I want to investigate in today's video because 3 separate people over the last week have sent me seeds with 5 blacksmiths. They are all entirely different, and I would theorize they're probably all going to be tiger village seeds. So let's find out for sure. Let's find the best of these 5 blacksmith seeds, and then let's share it with all of you. Because to be entirely frank about this one, which comes in from Tristan, it's a good blacksmith village seed that there has 5 blacksmiths all pretty much in a row, like blacksmith, 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 and then round the corner, blacksmith over here, blacksmith over there. All of them have blacksmith chests. However, as far as what's inside the chests, they all kind of suck besides this one, which is okay. Like, 5 obsidian, that's nice. But every single other chest just contains a little bit of stuff. You could get more stuff from a single blacksmith chest than you end up with from all 5 of these. And that's what makes me look at this village and indeed look at this seed and go, actually, I think one of the other ones might be better, and that's why I want to test out, are they all going to be tiger village seeds? Because if so, that is going to be hugely interesting. So our second seed comes in from Cat53, who says there is 5 blacksmiths in one village. It's something they found the other day, and it's something I'm going to be checking out because my theory is that this seed is going to have 5 blacksmiths, but it's going to be in a tiger village. It seems as though everything above 3 blacksmiths seems to always be a tiger village. Anyway, hello, I'm FGX Toycat, and welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is the weekly series where I show you seeds for Minecraft that are particularly interesting, worth checking out in some way, and this week's seed is one that's pretty nice in terms of just first impression. I kind of like having like a mountain or of some form to go nearby. You can climb up it, get a good view of the surrounding area, or you can go through the forest and get that stuff going. Or realistically, let's be real here, you're probably heading south straight to the first village, which is I imagine what Cat53 did, because as we get there, we can see immediately there is a blacksmith. In fact, I'm gonna be betting without anything else, this is the village with 3 blacksmiths. Then there's a 4th one over there, it looks like. Is there a 5th one though, or did they miscount? There is in fact 5 blacksmiths in this one village. A 5 blacksmith village is pretty wild by itself. It's also pretty big in terms of everything else. Like if you look around, the village does extend quite far in each direction. It has a lot of other villages here. But as we get an aerial view of the village, if you look at the actual houses, you can see how literally half of them are blacksmiths, which is pretty nuts. I mean, like, if villages are meant to have their own little economies, then this economy is going to be very much flooded with blacksmith weapons. But let's see what they've got stored in their chests for you to take, politely or impolitely. We've got, again, you can see, this is already a good chest because it's actually useful stuff. 2 bits of armor, 2 actual tools you can use in your Minecraft world. But what about the second blacksmith chest? Well, this one over here is going to contain a lot of iron, which is, nice. You can use it for whatever you want, as well as a saddle, as well as another sword, which isn't so useful. So you can get yourself a horse, you can get yourself some armor, you can get yourself a really good start to the game, as well as a second set of leggings, because you know what, that first set's going to break eventually. Who doesn't know that? Another piece of armor, even more iron ingots, and then finally, on the other side of the village, the lonely blacksmith that decided to, break the mold and not set up a house next to all the other blacksmiths. The one all the way over here contains within it this, oh man, that is good. It is almost a full nether portal. It's 7 bits of obsidian, so you need to get 3 more, which again is a lot easier than getting 10, because you can find single bits of lava much easier than you can find the giant pools. At least you can find it in addition to finding giant pools. So you've got yourself a pretty easy into the nether. You've got a second pickaxe, you've got a 3rd pair of leggings, you've got lots of apples for food, and you've got lots of iron, so you can make those boots, you can make a shovel or everything else you want. You can start this seed with full iron armor, with a horse, and with lots of iron tools, which is really something you don't get to say about most seeds, because again, this is in addition to everything else you'll get when you load up this seed, such as this huge plains biome just over here. It's found literally just to the right of that first tiger village, or I guess right is maybe not the correct thing to say, west. It's found just to the west of that village, and you can see how, like, you know, for some people, this is going to be perfect. I personally look at this and I'm horrified at all the grooves and the edges. You can get really flat plains biomes, and this is not one of them, but if you like the idea of having a huge plains biome, so that's all the animals spawning, that's all the benefits we've mentioned many times before on this channel, then you can get them all in this place, and isn't that kind of nice? But it's not just a nice plains biome next to a really nice village with a lot of free stuff and a lot of villages to start your trading journey on if you want to take advantage of that, which you totally should. Like, the Village and Pillage update has made villages a really invaluable part of the Minecraft late game, which is something that I like. But also, if you want to get, you know, a start in the other forms of Minecraft, like, you know, iron's great, but it's no diamonds. For whatever reason, you're a strict Asian parent, you hear iron, you want diamonds. You hear diamonds, you want emeralds, whatever, you know, particular reason you are for thinking, like, you know, I'm going to need to go mining at some point, right? Well, here you can see, again, the village has a really nice secondary benefit of in between mining and, you know, like that's, sorry, in between trading, you can actually go mining, which is really great. There's a bunch of cave systems that spew from under this village, and you might think like, well, you know, this is just one cave, right? No, there's actually multiple caves from multiple angles, over there, over there. There's also just a giant hole which appears over here, as you can see, if you want to hop straight down into that. And the fact that you can mine underneath the village is actually a really big benefit. You might say, why is that, Toycat? Why does it matter if I mine underneath the village or not? It means the village can still be active, i.e. they can breed, they can work on their trade fulfilling, etc, 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 while you're mining. So you can make your mine into these tunnels, save yourself a lot of time, but then also, because you'll be mining under the village that you're presumably farming, you'll get some big benefits there. Also, according to the person who sent in the seed, as you can see, if you go to these coordinates right here, you're going to find another village. Admittedly, it's 1,000 blocks away. Like, you'd expect multiple villages between here and there, and you definitely will find them. But the interesting thing about this is, like, obviously, Minecraft Bedrock spawns strongholds under villages. Usually, it tries to if it can. So all you have to do is dig down below this village, and you're going to find yourself the stronghold. And look at that, here we are, we're inside of a stronghold. Isn't this nice? Again, strongholds aren't amazingly notable by themselves. I mean, every seed has many, many, many of them. I don't need to tell you this, I'm sure you've played Minecraft before. If you haven't played Minecraft before, then seeing 5 blacksmiths probably isn't too impressive, but free iron stuff isn't that nice. But yeah, there's an entire stronghold here. You got Enderman in here, apparently. You got chests, you got all the stuff you normally want. It's a pretty good chest, as it turns out. But here's the thing that makes this an interesting stronghold. It's the fact that literally next door to it, there is an abandoned mineshaft. In case you're curious about what literally next door even means, then here you can see, here's the abandoned mineshaft. 10 blocks later, there is the stronghold. It's nice, it's useful. There's lots of other useful things here found just at the edge next to the other thing. I think it's useful by itself, how nice this is. But then inside the abandoned mineshaft, we have a zombie spawner, which is spawned right in here. So yeah, love coincidences on coincidences on coincidences, and this one is particularly good because it gives you a golden apple, it gives you some diamond horse armor, and it gives you the ability to make a mob spawner near your end portal. You might wonder why that's important. It means, you know, if you have an end portal nearby, it's really easy to get home to wherever your bed is, so you can spend some time here at your zombie spawner. You could also make a cave spider spawner literally next to it. It's not often you get to do this, in my opinion, and then you could hop in the end portal once you defeat the end dragon, go home that way. Again, I've mentioned in videos, it's a weird but niche, useful technique that you can use to save yourself a lot of time. And yeah, that makes this seed really useful, but it is a tiger village blacksmith, right? However, I'm still so curious about the last one. Like, is it going to be another tiger village? Because if so, that would mean we've never found a village with more than 3, you know, regular blacksmiths inside of a plains biome, but inside of a tiger biome, we found 4, and then we found 3 of them. So it's going to really, you know, dictate how we see villages, and it's going to give us some key information. So let's load it up now. So the final seed we're going to be checking out today is from Master Builder 75. Thank you very much. He's been very, very adamant he's going to find the 7 village seed. This is the best one he reckons he's found so far. He didn't mention what type of village it was, though. He just said he found a village that was a little far away from spawn that had 5 villages. So let's find out for sure what it is. So hello, my BX Toycat, and welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is the weekly series you're definitely just watching for the first time now, where I show you seeds for Minecraft which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And my first impression on this seed is like, wow, this is a nice seed for terrain. I wouldn't have guessed that it has any real, you know, like access to structures, because you can see a village just about over there, because I mean the plains is around there, but otherwise it looks like it's forest, 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 forest on every side, which is actually pretty good if you want to build because you've got all the woods. But let's see what it has besides just plains, which should be noted. Again, it's always the best biome to spawn near because it's the easiest one to get your resources going. It saves you time, and if not, it's just beautiful, and everyone loves, you know, going on a plains biome and having Minecraft play, right? And everyone loves walking down a plains biome and having some classic Minecraft music playing, right? That's just an objective fact. If you didn't feel feelings from what you just witnessed, then you might be a serial killer, so got some bad news for you, friend. Anyway, so this first village is the one near spawn. It is not the one containing 5 blacksmiths. It's a lot easier to tell with a plains biome because the blacksmiths are actually quite large. Here you can see there are 2 blacksmiths though, which is impressive as just like an aside. There's one blacksmith which contains 3 diamonds, actually the best loot you could argue so far that we've seen of any of them. And then the second blacksmith just over here is not just going to contain 3 diamonds and some extra stuff, but probably is going to contain, okay, it's got some obsidian, plus some iron, plus, you know, like more iron, a saddle, which means that between this 6 obsidian, the 2 lava that you find over here, and the 2 lava you find in the other blacksmith, you can get to the nether in 2 minutes with a diamond pickaxe, or a diamond sword and a diamond shovel. You can pick which way you want to go. That is actually really impressive. Arguably more impressive, definitely more impressive than the first 5 blacksmiths, and arguably more impressive than the second one. So, I mean, there's an interesting side point we can raise, and we will raise later about what it actually means to have 5 blacksmiths, but that's definitely very interesting. But let's go find the rest of the seed. Oh, I forgot to turn coordinates on, so just so you know, this is the toggle. You press it, and then coordinates are enabled. Again, this is for Bedrock. If you don't know this is for Bedrock, then this is going to be sad for you to just discover this right now. I believe the same possibilities that are in Java, but they're less explored and less discovered. But that's just my understanding of things as they are right now. Anyway, let's go find the other village, the 5 blacksmith village, because I don't think that Master Builder 75 is this bad at counting. Although you've got to admit, it would be pretty funny if he was. Like, you know what? That is basically 5 blacksmiths, right? I got 1, and then I got another, and then, like, there was probably another one. I lost count of the first 2. I mean, let's hope it's not that, though, as we head over to the northwesterly direction. It has to be said as we head in this direction, by the way, that this is one of the most impressive-looking ravines I've seen from the outside in some time. I know ravines are fairly common. You'll get them on every seed. Don't let anyone tell you, like, oh, there's a ravine on this seed. What a rare thing. Every seed has ravines at some point and in some places, right? But this ravine is in the middle of a, you know, dark roof forest, so it's kind of impressive in that way. It's also super deep, like it goes all the way from surface down to Y11, which is the lowest ravines we've ever seen. As best I can tell, that's the floor of as low as ravines can go. And then also, it's super wide and has lots of caves branching off from the sides. So, you know, basically you can go around the little caves here, do fun little thing. You know, would be cool if there were caves like this that were extra fun built into this, maybe an update of caves. Oh, by the way, there's even exposed diamonds, something I mentioned as being super useful before. There's only 3 of them, admittedly, but add that to your 3 already and you're in 6 diamonds without any real work being put in, which is always nice. There's even a lava version of the secret behind the waterfall technique from Legend of Zelda. Every game has it. If you've played a Legend of Zelda game, you've gone behind a waterfall at some point. I mean, I hope so. And behind the waterfall, you can see, like, wow, there's even more caves to explore with lapis, with redstone, with all the things you expect, really. Oh, and it even leads into a skeleton spawner. Now that is pretty darn cool, actually. So yeah, this is this is an extra cool ravine, just found on the way to the next village. Still though, I like it. I like it a lot. Like, just the way the caves have formed on the sides have created this really cool effect. The lava waterfall, the spawner, the 3 diamonds, everything about it makes that a pretty fun ravine, but it's only a thing on the way to where we're headed next. Because at these coordinates right here, there is supposedly a 5 blacksmith village, and you know what, if it's right, which we'll just assume it is for now, I'm gonna verify myself though, that would imply that yes, Tiger Village is the only way to find 5. Here's 1 blacksmith, just over here. Here is 2 blacksmiths, here is 3 blacksmiths. See, at least this village, they're spread apart in a way that, like, you know, have you ever seen like 2 McDonald's next to each other? No, because that's not an efficient way for them to be. I mean, you get McDonald's really, really close to each other. It's Subways, actually, that usually open, like, literally next door to each other. But here is the 4th one, to leave aside my fast food rant for another video that isn't meant to be about seeds and blacksmiths. And then the 5th blacksmith is presumably around here somewhere. Yeah, I'm not sure which one we started with. It was either this one or that one. But just to recount them in case you're like, was that really 5? 1, 2, and then there's 3 and there's 4 nearby each other over here. There's 3. And then there's 4, again, very much different. And then finally, down on a different spur of the village, we've got number 5 over here. Over here? Oh, it's literally down here at the edge. I don't know how much business you think you're going to get down here, Mr. Blacksmith Man. But yeah, as you can see, this is the worst blacksmith. I guess he's not very rich because you're just not making many trades with many other villagers down here. That's not how you stimulate the economy. You don't open a pickaxe store at the bottom of a you know, like a giant canyon. There's a reason that there's not a McDonald's or a Subway at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. I mean, there's actually probably like licensing laws against that, I imagine. But also, it wouldn't be a very good piece of business. There's 3 diamonds in this blacksmith, so already for a 5 blacksmith village, this seems to be the top-notch one, right? Oh, and then there's 2 pairs of leggings, because, you know, we all need that in our lives. Finally, we've got in this one over here, a free helmet. Man, the level of, like, duplication here is just insane. And then finally, in the 5th blacksmith over here, I've not been going to them in a very efficient order, but in the 5th blacksmith, we have ourselves 3 bits of obsidian. Combine that with the 6 from earlier, and you've got yourself basically a portal. We've got an iron pickaxe, some more boots, and a bunch of oak saplings, which inside of a tiger biome admittedly has some use sometimes, but I mean, this is the nearest plains biome with the nearest sets of trees, so I don't know about that one. So yeah. As far as what does this mean for Minecraft and our Seed Sunday search, I think 5 blacksmiths genuinely might be the limit. The fact that we hit 5 and then hit it over and over and over again, lots of people are searching because, again, I've put out a $70 US reward. Oh, the sun and the moon are both out right now. That's nice, isn't it? But, you know, I put out a 70 of your currency, you know, reward. Which was like, you know, like for a lot of people, that's like over $100 US in fact. And because of that fact, I figured like, you know, someone out there is going to put a lot of effort into finding this, but we're not going above 5. There are 2 possibilities here. One is that the hard number of blacksmiths you can find in a village is capped at 5. We don't have proof in the code to back that up, but we also don't have the opposite proof that there could be infinite. Or 2, it just is very, you know, like it's exponentially more rare to find, you know, 4 than 3 and 5 than 4. And that's why it took us so long to find a 5 blacksmith village in the first place, and then 3 people got lucky because, you know, it's August, maybe it's summer for them, and, you know, maybe they're in school or something like that. Maybe there's, you know, some explanation like that. And yeah, overall that means that can't we find a 6 blacksmith village, or even the rare, lucky, the one from the reward, 7 blacksmiths? That's something I'm excited to find out, but I'm less certain that it is a thing we definitely will find. And the other thing that I think is definitely it just has to be a fact, either the odds of finding blacksmiths is way higher in tiger villages. I mean, again, we literally have proof. Look, here's a blacksmith, another one, etc. Maybe the odds are just way higher because it's, you know, smaller, so they can fit more of them in. Or maybe the number of blacksmiths you can find in a plains village or any other village is capped at 3 because that's the most we've ever found. And the number in a tiger village is either capped at 5 or it's uncapped. For broken reasons or not. The beautiful thing about Minecraft is we don't really know until we find more data, and that's why if you find a seed with 5 or more blacksmiths, preferably 7, because then I can give you some money and it'll be a cool little reward thing. But yeah, if you have more than 5 blacksmiths in a seed you find, or you want to go and find a seed like that, please do let me know. That would be fascinating to me. Also, by the way, this isn't even the extent of how good this seed is. Bear in mind that as well as being a 5 blacksmith village in a seed which already gave you 3 diamonds, a free ravine, a free all of that stuff, there's a flower forest right next to it, which is so useful. If you don't know how useful flower forests are yet, then you haven't played enough Minecraft and you haven't needed dyes en masse yet. So I feel I guess that's a good sign for you. You've got lots of Minecraft ahead of you. And second of all, there's a giant ravine over here too, like one of these giant mega things. I don't know what it is about this seed and mega ravines. I guess actually you can tell right here because of the way it diverges. This is 2 separate ravines that happen to follow mostly the same path. So I think 2 ravines started in the same block, and that's how it got so wide that way. But still, the fact that you can jump from your village with 5 blacksmiths into a ravine, which is at Diamond Lair, I think that's nutty personally. And if you don't find that nutty, you know, I'm gonna... Oh, no way! There is another... Is something about blacksmiths and villagers seems related. I know it's pure coincidence. But the fact that there's another skeleton spawner in the same type of spawner, which is 1 in 4 chance, inside the same type of ravine, which is extra wide, on the same seed, that is crazy, wild coincidence. I don't know how that even happens, but it clearly did. And yeah, just keep in mind, this seed is not only great for blacksmiths, but also for ravine villagers. So yeah, in today's video, you've seen 3 seeds. I'd like to know which one of them you like the most, or which one you like the least, you know? It's the internet, it's more fun to be negative. There's a reason you never see memes about people saying, I love Mondays so much, and yeah, it's because it's way more fun to say you hate something than to love it, which is arguably maybe why a lot of things are popular, because there's a lot of people hating them, and then people hating the people that hate the thing. So yeah, remember to like this video, or you can turn your phone upside down and you can dislike it. That only works because like 50-something% of you are on phones. If you're not on a phone, turn your computer upside down. Preferably don't break it. And then dislike. Actually, I guess turn your monitor upside down if we're being technical here. But turn your monitor upside down and then dislike the video and then realize how clever my high quality, witty things I say are. And then also maybe subscribe and hit that bell. Because who knows when you're going to need notifications. I don't know, but you might know. And that's all I know. Thank you very much for watching, because I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.